Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in to hear my trading and market updates. This is Uncle Frank, and I'm not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the presentation, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're alerted when I have new information to share. So now let's get into the latest updates. Hey, welcome back everyone. Let's kick it off with some information from Echelon. According to DataLend, securities lending revenue in 2023 reached modern record of $10.7 billion, up 8.6% over 2022. Strong performances of North America and APAC securities and global corporate debt drove revenue to a historic high. Get this one, guys. AMC stock generated $511 million in revenue for lenders, most of any security globally. Okay? So what are we saying here? A tiny theater stock is 5% of the entire securities lending market? I heard it was high as 10%. Any comment, Gary Gensler? Any comment, Adam Aaron? There is no such thing as synthetic shares, right? Okay. From January 3rd, the global securities finance industry generated $10.7 billion in revenue for lenders in 2023, according to DataLend, the market data service of fintech Echelon. The figure represents a record high since DataLend began recording annual revenue a decade ago. The $10.7 billion amounts to an 8.6% increase from the $9.89 billion lenders made in 2022 and a 16% increase from 2021's $9.2 billion. Now, guys, how much from 2021, 2022, and 2023, how much of that was just AMC? Does anybody want to guess? The 5 securities earning lenders the most revenue in 2023 were AMC Entertainment, followed by SiriusXM, Beyond Meat, Lucid Group, and Nikola. The 5 securities in total generated $1.1 billion for lenders over the course of 2023, a significant increase from the $769 million generated by 2022's top 5 earners. Okay, guys, so here's the table, and you're telling me securities lenders made more money lending out AMC than lending out Visa, Johnson & Johnson, Sirius, and Beyond Meat combined. That's what you're telling me, and it's all on just our tiny float, right? Just the float on AMC generated more revenue in securities lending than it does on all the companies I mentioned combined. Nothing to see here, right, Gary? Now, guys, you have to go to Echelon, the data analytics solution site, Echelon Data and Analytics Market Snapshot. Now, you've got to go back to August because that's when we completed, the complete APE scam, converting the scam APE into AMC and doing the reverse split to appreciate AMC just being a leader in lender to broker revenue, in broker to broker revenue, just at the top of the list. This shows you how much of a scam the APE really was. Okay, it was made to order. It was designed by short sellers for short sellers. Take a look for yourself. Do you need more proof? Okay, listen to Echelon's own comments. You can see AMC at the top for August, revenue leader, $71.2 million, right? Okay, August revenue was largely driven by the completion of 2 prominent corporate actions. AMC was finally able to convert APE class shares into AMC common stock, ending the long-standing arbitrage of the 2 issuances. Yeah, you remember that trade? We're going to short AMC and go long the APE, just like Jim Chanos. How'd that work out? How'd this reverse split work out? How'd this conversion work out? It worked out great for Antara, didn't it? So who is Echelon? Well, followers of my channel know that I've been bitching about them for months. But for people just stopping by, let's take a look at that picture on the screen. It's a cartel. It's a securities lending cartel. And who leads Echelon? Well, Morgan Stanley. And as you know, they lead our board of directors via Philip Lader, who is currently a senior advisor for institutional trading to Morgan Stanley. Then there's Goldman Sachs. We all know who they are. They spoof the shit out of our stock every day, and they were a short seller of AMC. UBS, well, they inherited Credit Suisse when it blew up because of Archegos, and they also inherited the short position, I would assume. JP Morgan Chase, Frank, I've never seen them on our list of short sellers. Well, I have. JP Morgan Chase owns 100% of Highbridge. Highbridge is a short seller of AMC. Well, Credit Suisse, I don't need to explain that. That's the company that had the 90-cent price target on AMC when it was short, right? Before it blew up. And then there's B of A, notorious short seller of AMC, and Ken Griffin's own prime broker. So these are the guys that make up Echelon. Now, I've covered this particular lawsuit before. It's from September, but pay attention. Inside, the $500 million lawsuit settlement exposing opaque world of securities lending. From the article, some of America's billion-dollar pension funds have agreed to a proposed settlement in a lawsuit against Wall Street banks in a long-running case that cracked open the hidden world of securities lending. In securities lending, pension funds and retirement plans lend out their portfolio shares to hedge funds and other investors using Wall Street brokers that charge a fee. Everybody remember the cost to borrow fee? By some estimates, stock lending totals $1.75 trillion in market value. Now, AMC could make up anywhere between 5 to 10% of that entire thing. That's right, with its tiny float. But the business was so tightly controlled that it effectively functioned as a cartel, according to the pension fund's class action lawsuit. Their partial settlement, $500 million, their partial settlement was filed in court August 23rd. The secrecy behind securities lending may be changing. The group of pension funds, led by the $40.1 billion Iowa Public Employees Retirement System from Des Moines, reached a $499 million partial settlement in the antitrust lawsuit, alleging that Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, UBS, JP Morgan, Credit Suisse, and Bank of America ran a price-fixing scheme using their own joint venture called Echelon. So, Uncle Frank, what would that look like? Okay, cost of borrow is at 1,000%. You manage money for a pension fund. You're lending it out at, 1,000%, and, you give the pension fund 5%. Maybe that's what it looks like. I don't know. This stuff is so shrouded in secrecy, I dare you to find it for me. In effect, the banks hurt pension funds. Oh, remember, guys, we're the ones that were supposedly hurting the teachers and the pension funds. But it turns out the banks hurt pension funds by keeping fees paid artificially low. That prevented asset owners from earning more revenues when they lent out stock, according to the complaint filed in the U.S. District Court in the Southern District of New York. Don't worry, I know about 5 guys that are reading through that stuff right now, and you know who they are. Other pension funds that are lead members of the class action suit include the $73.6 billion LA County Employees Retirement Association, the $21 billion Orange County Employees Retirement System, and the Sonoma County Employees Retirement Association. The proposed agreement could end up benefiting many investors far beyond the pension fund world. So what do you think? When we put together fails to deliver the FTD history over the past 3 years, that the SEC puts together that data, right? Let's put that together with this Echelon case, okay, with what they're doing at Echelon, lending out our shares. Let's put those two together and tell me that we don't need an investigation right now. A DOJ investigation of the SEC. Now, a lot of you on Twitter are convinced that, our company is run by like a bunch of Hollywood guys, like entertainment executives. People, for the last time, AMC is run by Wall Street, top to bottom, left to right. Okay? We've got the head of our board of directors is still a senior advisor to Morgan Stanley. We got our CFO from Morgan Stanley. Adam himself comes from Apollo, a huge private equity firm. He was paid by Apollo after he joined AMC as our CEO, all the way to March of 2017. Okay? Our lead investment banker is Citigroup. This company is a short seller of AMC. Do you understand that? We chose Citigroup to distribute our restricted stock shares. This is a conflict. Do you understand that Citi is the author of the APE, its conversion, the reverse split? Everything you've experienced going back to Wanda is because of Citigroup. And who do we work with? Who do we rig elections with? Antara Capital. Okay? It's just my opinion, guys, but I've spoke to an investment banker who took over 10 companies public. I gave him all the APE material. I gave him a couple days to go over it. Do you know what he said? He's like, look, this isn't designed to raise money. Okay? They did this as a dividend, so there wouldn't be any squabbling with the shareholders. No vote required, right? And there were 20 other ways AMC could have raised money than doing it the way they did with APE, right? The other thing he concluded, it's not designed to raise money, and it's probably designed as a poison pill, to keep a hostile party from trying to take over the stock, or, he concluded, to win a shareholder vote. Now, I want you to know, Antara is a small hedge fund, but they are completely backed by Blackstone, which is a huge hedge fund. Now, please, for the last time, take a look at the screen. You mean to tell me you still believe these people are looking out for you? Do you understand? Adam Aron, the entire senior management team, the entire board of directors haven't purchased one share of AMC in 6 years. Guys, if you were in this boardroom, you wouldn't buy AMC either because they knew what they were planning. Okay? Cohodes was right. This was an enrichment scheme. Why, during 2020, would Adam Aron double his comp plan during a pandemic while the theaters were closed for part of the year, while we were being starved for releases from Hollywood, less than 50%? Imagine, could you run your business if you only had 50% of the inventory? Guys, these people knew what was going to happen. They sold over $1 billion worth of the stock over the past 5 years. These people are Wall Street types. They are not from Hollywood. Okay? And I want you to know, a typical CEO in the United States lasts about 7 years. Okay? I want you to understand, you can still love the company, you can still love the stock. But I'm a shareholder activist. These people do nothing. Take a look at how much we're down over the past year, since APE, since the reverse split, since Adam Aron. Okay? When you're down 90%, you have to be objective and say, you know what? These people don't care about shareholder value. All right? Let's put the MOAS and all that stuff aside. This man is swapping stock for debt right now. And I think it's with Antara again. Okay? We're swapping our stock for like 5 cents on the dollar so that we could, it's good that we're pushing debt out, we're getting rid of debt from 2026, due in 26, pushing it out. That's great. Except, guys, this is exactly like selling a $100,000 investment property for $5,000 and then using $2,500 of that money, to pay off your highest interest rate credit card, like a gas card. It's no different than that. What we did with APE when we sold it to Antara at its near all-time low, guys, we're doing it again. Look, it's time to wake up. This CEO, this board needs to go. This is a great company, okay? You can still support the company and support the stock and object to the policies of senior management. That makes you a shareholder activist, just like Ryan Cohen, just like Carl Icahn. That's all I have to say. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the like button after this slide if you enjoyed the presentation. Subscribe to the channel and set the alert so you're notified when I have new information to share. See you at the bell.